Hi everyone, my name is Zara Zhang and I'm from Coze, which is a no-code AI chatbot building platform. And this is our website, coze.com. And the topic of my representation is every marketer's guide to building AI chatbots that drive results. First, a little bit of self-introduction. So I'm currently leading go-to-market for Coze, and previously I was leading a B2B product marketing team. So I'm both marketing an AI product as well as using AI products as a marketer myself. And before that, I worked in VC. And then I've also been a content creator. So I've hosted 2 podcasts before. I'm doing a video podcast now. So big fan of content. And this is what I really believe in, which I'm sure all of you guys have heard this, which is AI will not replace you, but people who really know how to use AI will. So I think as marketers, the way we can enhance our competitiveness in the age of AI is really to become power users of AI tools. And I think it's really admirable that you guys are here to at the AI user group to learn about how you can leverage AI in your work. So, and also sometimes there might be a sense of FOMO because I'm not a coder myself. And it feels like a lot of the AI conversations are very dominated by builders and developers and people who are very technical. But I do think that non-technical folks like myself have a very valuable role to play because at the end of the day, it's all about applications, use cases. How do these technologies actually translate into real-time, real-life value? So I think our advantage is we can become the power users who understand the use cases the best. And so Coze is a chatbot building platform. So first, we can talk a little bit about why, as marketers, we should build chatbots or our personal AI co-pilots. I'm sure everyone's already using ChatGPT, and it can already do a lot for you, like writing emails, writing blog posts, etc. So why do we still need to build our personal AI chatbots when you can already just use ChatGPT? So I think there are a few reasons. One is when you're using ChatGPT, sometimes I find myself constantly having to repeat myself, so like because it doesn't have the full context on what I'm trying to do or what my brand voice is, or like what is the background information for my task. So it's just a lot of repetition. It's very inefficient. And sometimes, and usually the output generated by ChatGPT can sometimes be very generic because it doesn't understand my company, like my business, my product, my brand, and it hallucinates a lot. And it's not because it's mostly using its own training data, and it's not. It can connect to Google and stuff, but like if you want to connect it to other external tools, it can't always do that. And lastly, I just think the best way to learn AI is to get my hands dirty, like start building on AI. And that's why I'm a huge fan of like no-code tools like Coze, because for most of the developer tools, they require a lot of complex coding in order for you to start building on AI. But on Coze, you actually don't need to know it. You don't need to have any coding background. Like anyone can just start using natural language to build your own AI copilot. So this is Coze. It's the no-code platform for building large language model powered chatbots. So when you go into the website, you are going to see this bot store where you can browse chatbots that other users have built. And these are all built on top of GPT-4 or GPT 3.5. So we support the GPT models now. And the use cases range from everything from productivity to learning to coding, business, writing, characters, you name it. So it's very versatile. You can basically build anything you want. And this is what the actual building interface looks like. So building a chatbot is as simple as 4 steps. So first, you would write a prompt with natural language. So basically telling the bot who you are, what's your character, what the skills should be, and maybe some constraints. And you don't have to be a prompt master to write this, because we have a AI prompt optimizer tool that can turn a very simple prompt into a very comprehensive and structured prompt in Markdown format. And then secondly, you can add skills to your chatbot. So for example, do you want it to be able to search information on Google or Yelp, or generate images with DALL-E? Like, these are all plugins that you can add to your bot so it can leverage these external skills. And you can also add everything from custom knowledge to workflows, or maybe you want your bot to have long-term memory to remember your preferences. So these are skills that you can add. And the third, as you're configuring your bot, you can test the bot's performance in real time on the right-hand side by chatting with it. So all the changes are happening in real time. And once you've tested and everything works, you can ship it. And by shipping it, we support publishing to all the mainstream chat apps. So for example, you can very easily push your bot to Discord or Telegram or Instagram chat or Slack. So this way you can deploy your bot where your users or communities already are, or in your kind of workplace chat. So for example, we have our Discord channel, and then we just have a Coze bot in the channel answering users' questions, and the bot is trained on our product information. So and imagine you have your own user community or Discord server. This can be a very easy way for your community to interact with your bot. And I think one highlight is our plugin library. So we have over 200 ready built plugins. So everything from Google to DALL-E to like Notion, YouTube, Twitter, and like Yelp trip. Like, let's say you're building a trip planning bot, you can just add the Trip Advisor plugin and the Yelp plugin and Google Maps plugin, and the bot will be able to search restaurant for you in Yelp, for example. And all of these are built in, so you don't need to code them from scratch. So this makes it really easy. It really lowers the barrier to start creating your own bot without having to code. And currently we support building on top of GPT-4, and it's actually free to build on top of GPT-4 on Coze. Unless you want to publish it as an API, that costs tokens. But if you want to just build a chatbot, it's free now. And I just wanted to show a few chatbots that I use as a marketer that I think have really improved productivity. So there are a few use cases: content creation, content repurposing, and user community operations. So the first one is content creation. How do you improve the efficiency of generating blog posts or articles with AI? So this is a bot that one of our power users created called Instant SEO. So what it does is it can help you generate SEO-optimized blog articles. So basically, you just give it your keywords, the theme of the article you want to write, and some brief desired word count, and then your product selling points. And then it's able to analyze the top Google results and then give you a blog outline. So what I like about this bot is it's not jumping straight into writing the full blog, because usually that's like pretty bad, but it's breaking the task down step by step. So first it will find the keywords, then it will give you the outline, then it will write like one section, and then you can give it feedback on that specific section. If it looks good, then you can move on to the next section. So it's very much an iterative approach without kind of generating the whole thing all at once. So this really helps improve the quality of the output. And at the end, it can also generate the SEO metadata for you. So in this way, you can pretty much write, say, 1,000-word blog post optimized for SEO in just a few minutes. And under the hood, this bot is actually built using the multi-agent mode in Coze. So what multi-agent mode is basically you can have not just one chatbot, but a team of chatbots, each specializing in task. So in this case, we actually have 4 chatbots. So you have the analyst that can help you find the Google keywords. You have a company expert that's trained on your product knowledge and maybe brand voice. And then you have a copywriter who can actually write that article for you. And then you have an SEO expert who can generate that metadata and make sure the article is optimized for SEO. So, and every sub-agent has its own prompt and skills. And then in Coze, you can just connect them with these lines and writing out the jump condition on when the agent should jump to the next one. So usually in order to build kind of a multi-agent framework, you would need to know a lot of coding and be very technical to do that. But in Coze, as you can see, it's very visual. You can lay out everything by just drag and dropping the nodes and then writing out your prompts in natural language. And the instant SEO bot is also trained on custom knowledge. So the author actually imported a framework for best practices for writing blog posts. So this way the bot knows, okay, I'm going to use this framework to generate the blog posts. The next chatbot I think has been really helpful is called Pixie. It's for generating video scripts, especially short videos. So basically, you can give it a video idea. Let's say you want to create some TikTok videos to promote your product. And it's going to prompt you with some questions like, what makes your product unique? Who is the target audience? What are the key features, etc. So this prompts you to think through like, okay, what are you trying to do here? And once you give it the information, it can generate a video concept for you, like the key idea, the title, the description, and then you can give it some feedback and it refine the idea. And then it's actually able to generate a full script and storyboard complete with images, because we also have the text-to-image generation plugins like DALL-E or Stable Diffusion. So it's able to do these rich format output that includes both text and images and links. And with the video generation plugin, you will be able to actually generate that video as well. So this bot has been super popular on Coze. I think close to 10,000 users have been using it. The next one is something I built for myself, which is content repurposing. This is increasingly common where you might have a longer piece of content, say a long blog post or like a 10-minute video, and you want to repurpose that into short tweets or LinkedIn posts. So I built this bot, repurposing Genie. So basically what I can do, I can just send it a YouTube video I made. The video is about 10 minutes. And then say, like, repurpose this into 3 tweets and 3 LinkedIn posts. And it does a pretty good job. Like, it's basically 80% there, and I can just modify and use it. And under the hood, so I first give it some instruction, like, what's your role, what your skills should be, and what is the tone and voice of our brand, etc. And the AI can help me optimize that prompt. And then I used a few plugins. So there is a YouTube transcript plugin that can just with one click add to the bot. So the bot will be able to access the YouTube link I sent it and transcribe the YouTube video. And that's how it can repurpose that video into text. And I also give it some custom knowledge, like our product documentation. And with our custom knowledge, you're actually able to add not just PDF and like Word documents, but also URLs like live website links. So for our documentation, we actually have like more than 50 pages on our website, and I'm able to, with one click, just import everything with the root URL. And I also gave it some best practices or social media posts. So I think building this whole bot only took me about like at most 10 minutes. So it's that easy. And the last bot I use very often is Coze Assistant, which is kind of a Q&A or customer service chatbot. So increasingly, a lot of startups or products have these user communities, and Discord is a very popular one, especially for AI products. So we also have our own Discord server with over, I think, 13,000 users in it. And every day we get so many questions on the product. These can be like just people don't know how to use it, or they have questions about specific features, or they want to report bugs, etc. And it takes a lot of manpower to address them one by one. So we built this Coze assistant bot. The bot is trained on all of our documentation, and then we also keep a live document on the frequently asked questions, and then we train the bot on the FAQ as well. So as you can see, the user can just tag the bot in the Discord channel, and then the bot will be able to address their questions. And it's pretty accurate because we're training it on the custom knowledge. And it's also able to send the user the specific link where they can learn more. And I would say now this bot is able to help us address up to 70 to 80% of user queries. So this dramatically reduces the amount of manpower we need to manually answer these questions. And then under the hood is basically we prompt it to be like a Coze expert, and then we give it all the documentations and the FAQs. It's pretty simple. Yeah. So last, I just wanted to share a few lessons learned on how I've used AI as a marketer. So the first thing is we often say AI will replace jobs, but I actually think it's more like tasks, because every job is consisted of many, many specific tasks. So one exercise we did as a marketing team is we basically made a sheet or a chart breaking down everything that we do as a team. So for example, if we're talking about a content marketing team, like writing blog posts, this might consist of SEO research, competitive research, template, creating the template, creating like specific article topics, etc. So very, very granular. And then for each task, we try to brainstorm, should it be AI or human? That's a better job. Or if AI can do it, how can it do it? Which tool is the best one? What's the prompt or best practice we can leverage? So I think this brainstorming exercise really helped us identify which parts of the workflow can AI really drive value, and how and which part of the workflow like we really need human to be in the loop. So I think it's always kind of a symbiotic relationship instead of a total replacement. And I think breaking down the job into very granular tasks really helps us identify the potential for AI and the best tools we can find. And then the second one is we often think of AI as being able to give us answers, but I sometimes find that it's sometimes even more useful to have AI ask questions, not just answer them. So for example, we can prompt the AI to be almost sort of like a coach that guides you through a process and just prompts you to think further. For example, clarifying your thoughts or making your brief more specific, like who is your target audience? What is your value proposition? So sometimes by asking the right questions, it will force you to think through things more clearly and achieve better results. So I think that's another technique where we can prompt the AI to not just answer questions, but also ask good questions. And the last one is just experiment and be patient. I think this is the worst AI will ever use. So this just improves every single day. So even though it may not be perfect today, I think we should just constantly try to make use of it in everyday use cases and just experiment a lot. And then lastly, I just wanted to recommend some resources that I personally have benefited from. So in terms of tools, like obviously you can use Coze to build your own AI chatbots. And I like using Gamma for AI pitch decks. And then Canva, CapCut both have some really cool AI features for design and video editing. And then Zapier is really good if you want to build these AI automation workflows. And then for books, I'm reading this book by Professor Ethan Mollick, who is at Wharton. He has shared some really good, I think he's created, he's also a content creator, I think, yeah. And he's this book just came out like last month, I think. So it's the first book I found that actually talks about what is it, how can you live and work with AI, or as like regular people, how do you make use of AI in your day-to-day life and work? And I found it to be really enlightening. And here are some podcasts I listened to that also has taught me a lot about AI happenings and use cases. And yeah, so if you want to try out Coze, you can just go to the website, coze.com, and you can get started. It's free. And then here's my LinkedIn if you want to stay connected. And lastly, I'm also a content creator on the side. So I have a video podcast where I interview AI power users and they showcase their AI use cases. So it's called Nailed It because I think a lot of the AI tools these days are hammers looking for nails. So when I see a use case where it's really clicked, like product market fit, I feel like, okay, they've nailed it. So I find the truly like AI power users who've consistently produced results with AI, and I interview them to show like how they're using it. So if you're interested, feel free to check it out. Yeah, and that's all from me. Thank you. I think if you built custom GPTs before, you will notice that it's very much prompt based. So you can prompt it with natural language through a back and forth dialogue. So in that sense, it's very user friendly. It's easy to get started. But if you want to build something really sophisticated, it's kind of limited. For example, it doesn't have like the plugin library where you can just connect with all these external tools. You would need to kind of code your own APIs or connectors. So that kind of requires a lot of coding knowledge. And then also you wouldn't be able to achieve things like the multi-agent mode or workflows where in Coze you can actually have the AI do step-by-step complicated tasks. So I would say the upper limit of what you can build with Coze without code is a lot higher. And then the other piece is distribution. So for custom GPT, you would be able to only use it within ChatGPT itself. But if you build a chatbot in Coze, you can easily integrate your bot to the chat apps like Discord, Slack, etc. So in this sense, you can bring your bot to where the users already are. I think we're in the process of introducing Claude, Gemini, and like a lot of other LLMs down the road. So I guess that's another differentiator from GPTs is like we're going to support multiple large language models. I think Coze was launched beginning of this year. So it's been like 3 to 6 months. And I think part of the reason it's grown quickly is we provided GPT-4 for free. So a lot of people just wanted to utilize that. And then also, I think once people discover it, there's a lot of viral word of mouth. So that's what helps us attract a lot of users in the early days. I think they used definitely DALL-E for image generation. I think actually most of that bot is for storyboard and script generation. So on the video generation side, it's still very early days. I don't think it does a good enough job to generate like a usable video. For that, you would need like the most advanced, I don't know, Sora or something, but they don't have APIs yet. So currently, I think the builders, they use a lot of different workflows, and they actually build their own plugin to generate the storyboards and the video the video scripts. But I think its role in video creation now is more of a creative aid to help you brainstorm themes, angles, storyboards, visuals, etc. I don't think it's good enough to help you produce the eventual product yet. I would say if you're comfortable putting your internal data on GPT, GPT-4, then it's fine. Like because the model we're using is GPT-4. Yeah. And totally, you can use this for internal use. I think sales enablement is an awesome use case. So as a product marketer, I always had this pain point of like salespeople constantly asking me, okay, where is the latest pitch deck? Or can you send me the solution for this industry or this case study? So you can totally, first you need an internal knowledge base where all this material is organized, and then you can very easily import it into your chatbot and then just prompt it to answer it and then send the relevant links to sales. And then maybe you can integrate it into your internal Slack. So it should be pretty doable. When you publish the bot, you can actually choose if you want your bot's configuration to be public or private. So if the developer chooses for the configuration to be public, then every user will be able to look under the hood, to look at the prompt, the backend configurations, etc. So it's really up to the developer if they want to open source the bot or not. So we are charging tokens for the APIs. So if you want to integrate this chatbot into your own products or service or website, then you would need to purchase tokens. We will also provide a monetization for creators down the road. So I think kind of similar to Poe, if you've used that before. So you can, if you have a really popular chatbot, you can have your users kind of pay for your tokens in a way. Yeah. The transcription will depends on the length of the video. So I had a 10-minute video and it took maybe like 20, 30 seconds. First, I just read out a few sentences of what I wanted to do. And then I have AI optimize it. And then I just add the relevant plugins and then add the custom knowledge. And then I test a few rounds to make sure it works and publish. So it's pretty straightforward. Yeah.